Violent storms that hit the DC area late Friday were blamed for the deaths of 2 people, while it emerged that 5 people, including 3 young children, may have died due to the severe heat affecting much of the country. Forecasters warned of more dangerously high temperatures on Saturday, and they were in excess of 100 degrees across the vast swathe of the United States, and said there was a chance of severe thunderstorms. The storms wiped out power to more than 2 million people across the eastern United States. Widespread power outages were reported from Indiana to New Jersey, with the bulk of the service interruptions concentrated on Washington, D.C. and the surrounding areas. Fallen trees were blamed for 2 deaths in Springfield, VA, a 90-year-old woman in her home and a man driving a car, Fairfax County Police spokesman Mary Ann Jennings said early Saturday. In addition, a park police officer was injured by an uprooted tree in the northern Virginia county, and an 18-year-old man was struck by a power line. He was in a stable condition after receiving CPR. Amtrak said on Twitter that services from Washington to Philadelphia were suspended until 9 a.m. ET due to severe weather-related problems. Repairs underway. Amtrak apologized for any inconvenience. On Friday, the nation's capital reached 104 degrees, topping a record of 101 set in 1934. The number of dead people now reported at 13 and the number of injured at 10. Millions across the mid-Atlantic region sweltered Saturday in the aftermath of violent storms that pummeled the eastern US with high winds and downed trees, killing at least 13 people and leaving 3 million without power during a heat wave. Power officials said the outages wouldn't be repaired for several days to a week, likening the damage to a serious hurricane. Emergency services were declared in Maryland, West Virginia, Ohio, the District of Columbia and Virginia, where Governor Bob McDonnell said the state had its largest non-hurricane outage in history as more storms threatened. "This is a very dangerous situation," the governor said. In West Virginia, 233 Amtrak passengers were stranded Friday on a train that was blocked on both sides by trees that fell on the tracks, spending about 20 hours at a rural station before the buses picked them up. And in Illinois, storm damage forced the transfer of dozens of maximum security, mentally ill prisoners from one prison to another. In some Virginia suburbs of Washington, emergency 911 call centers were out of service. Residents were told to call local police and fire departments. Huge trees fell across streets in Washington, leaving cars crunched up next to them, and onto the fairways at the AT&T National Golf Tournament in Maryland. Cell phone and internet service was spotty. Gas stations were shut down and residents were urged to conserve their water until sewage plants returned to power. The outages were especially dangerous because they left the region without air conditioning in an oppressive heat. Temperatures soared to highs in the mid-90s in Baltimore and Washington, where it had hit the 104 mark on Friday.